Hello there, you once more welcome to the Glory Realm Devotion Moment. It's a beautiful day. It's a day to celebrate God's faithfulness. I want you to look at the bright side of life and make up your mind to rejoice today. Somebody is rejoicing, somebody is celebrating. Please don't hold back. Step out and make them have a wonderful day. And you know that when you do that, you too are going to feel good and you're going to have a wonderful day too. Yesterday we were looking at Colossians chapter number 4, and Paul was talking about Onesimus and Tychicus, two wonderful fellows that he sent to carry the message written in the book of Colossians, about the book of Colossians to the church in Colossae. And he was saying that with these guys, he hoped to encourage the church in Colossae. He was in prison, but was not talking about his state. He was incarcerated, and he was thinking about people who were out there and what he needed to do to encourage them. Let's not be so selfish and self-centered about life. Many of the time, we just think life revolves around us. Why don't you look out for the good of others, for the lifting of others, for the joy of others? Let's do something that adds value to somebody's life, that makes somebody's life beautiful and awesome. You know, he went on in the next verse, verse number 10, Colossians chapter number 4, verse 10. This is what he says. He now introduced somebody new. Aristarchus, my fellow prisoner, wishes to be remembered to you, as does Mark, the relative of Barnabas. You received instructions concerning him. If he comes to you, give him a hearty welcome. What a wonderful personality the Apostle Paul was. Now look at what he was doing. Now, he had a fellow prisoner who is also a Christian and a co-laborer, somebody who loves the Lord. He said, this person also wishes to be remembered to you. Now, for him to make that wish, he did something very unusual. He was able to put his name in the history of the church, and he was able to cause that he will be remembered wherever people open up the book of Colossians and they get to chapter number 4, verse 10. Now, sometimes when we fail to express our interest concerning something, we shut ourselves out. He could have sat down there and said, oh, you did well, Paul. No, he wasn't going to keep his mouth shut. He said, please let them know too that I'm here. And I also wish to be remembered. All right? Wish to be remembered about what? Not that they should come and get him out of prison, but that, look, I'm a child of God, servant of God, who has given myself unto the cause of the gospel, and I am with Paul. So he was saying, Paul, let them know I am with you. People don't easily identify with somebody who is suffering. I tell you, a lot of people will run away once they discover that a particular believer, let's just say that a pastor, is in trouble. You'll be shocked how many of the members will run away. But this man is saying, please let them know that I'm with Paul. Are you with those who are suffering because of the gospel? There are a lot of people who are suffering persecution in different places all over the world, in Nigeria, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, in Syria, and all over the world, different places. Persecution against Christians is very strong. A lot of them are paid for it with their own blood. Many of us have not been tested to the point of having need to face death. Yet we cannot take our stand for God. We need to learn from folks like this. He said, I wish to be remembered along with Paul, whatever is happening to him. And then Paul also introduced a wonderful personality, Mark, the relative of Barnabas. Now remember, when they went out on their first missionary journey, Paul was not happy with John Mark. This is John Mark, okay? The cousin or nephew or cousin were a relative of Barnabas. Paul and Barnabas were prayed on by the church and released unto the work of the ministry. All right? And John Mark followed. Now, but when they got into the real business of missions, John saw how difficult it was and he left. And for that, when they were going for the second missionary journey, John wanted to join them. Paul said, no way. Barnabas was like Paul, oh, let him come along. Paul said, I'm not taking. It was so bad, the conflict was so bad that they have to split up. So Paul went with Silas and Barnabas went with John Mark. But when you read in this passage, you discover that later on, John Mark became somebody that became a very wonderful co-laborer with Paul. And he said, take note, John Mark, the relative of Barnabas, is also with me. Don't be hasty to write off people. You don't know what will happen in the future. The same person you wrote off yesterday may just be the person you need today. Fix your eyes on the Lord. Let's see through the eyes of the Spirit and follow by the leading of the Spirit, accomplishing the agenda of heaven. You see, and he told them, receive these people and let them know that I love them by you welcoming them heartily. Let's welcome as many who are giving their life to Christ. Let's welcome as many who are struggling with their faith. Let's have a large heart to accommodate them, and let's show them the way of salvation. If you've not known Jesus as your Lord and Savior, ask Him to come into your life today, and your life will never be the same again. Till I come your way again tomorrow, I'm Igho Yegbeburu. God bless you.